In this lesson, we're going to take a look at some female faces in order to see if our theory and our skull structure lesson pans out. So, right off the bat, I'm here to show you the image of this lady that I found on the internet. And you can see she has a fairly small chin, curves out nicely here. You can see it does a little bit of a bump there. She has a really big zygomatic, and you're going to notice that this is a trend. Women, since they have the zygomatic a little bit higher up, it tends to be a lot sharper, a lot stronger. You tend to really see this shape on most women. Sort of like half a cylinder jutting out of the face. You can see how it creates this nice and round face, feature. This sort of an angle is actually really important for you to see how much the eyebrows don't go away from the skull. Fairly small nose and minimal space between the lips. Big lips. Not too bad. And then the actual jaw is fairly round. There's not much shape to it. But you also need to consider that not every woman is a supermodel. So, a regular looking woman, let's just say, not unattractive, not incredibly attractive, let's say, can we see the same things? Yes, we can. If you take a look, you can see the big eyes, the relatively small nose, super soft features you can barely see, right? Very small nose, not so thick lips. So that's why sometimes, if women use gloss on their lips, it is to make them look bigger, thus making them more, finger quotes again, attractive. But take a look at how big the zygomatic is, right? It's that shape I was talking about. At the same time, you can see how small her face is compared to everything else. But she's a bit different. She has that big chin, comparatively. The eyebrow looks good, and then the eyebrows are fairly thin. So she has a combination of some male features and some female features. The thin neck really helps out in making it look more feminine. This is not a strange facial feature, let's just say facial structure to see amongst women. You can see this fairly squared off look, but it's still round, it's still soft. If you combine it with a fairly separated button nose like she has, if you make the lips a little bit bigger, the eyes are fairly big, you'll see that she starts to adhere to those rules and thus gets to that ideal of attractiveness. If we take a look at J-Lo again, you'll see that her lips aren't that big, but the gloss makes it look like it is. But take a look at this. Look at that shape of the zygomatic. Look at how far out it goes. Look at how separated it is from the jaw. That's important to keep in mind. Again, big eyes, right? Now, this image here is also a great example. There's no thick shapes. There's no sharp lines here. She's very smooth. Look at this. Just super smooth, single round shape to the face. Big eyes, thin eyebrows, very small nose, and big lips. So all of those work in tandem, as well as long hair. This is important. Longer hair tends to look a lot better than shorter on women. Women with short hair tend to look more boyish. That makes a difference. Hair makes a difference. I will say it again. Facial hair and just hair in general, the length, the thickness, all of that makes a difference. Okay? So this image we already saw. Let's go ahead and take a look at another image here of another regular looking person. Not everybody's a model, right? You can still see how soft she is though. Small chin, big lips, relatively large nose, but small in the height size. Big eyes, thin eyebrows. Okay? And you can still see how everything is soft Nothing's chiseled in, and men tend to have it a lot more visible. So basically, I'm pretty sure I've run out of images here to show you guys, but basically, this is all that you need to see as far as why is a female face more feminine. Take a look at this sketch from the game Dishonored. This is an artist's interpretation, but look at what he does. He gets some big eyes, some thin eyebrows, he gets a big jaw, but it's still round. It's not that, it's round. Big lips, relatively big chin, but space in between the nose, the septum as we call it, is fairly small. I think it's actually the philtrum. This is the philtrum, not the septum. Sorry. And you can see this line, how everything is flowing down. You can see the brush strokes this way. That's the zygomatic going up and down. Look at the space between the nose. Very small as well. So that's an interesting example of an artist's interpretation of it, right? And something that we took from the skull reference being applied into an actual art piece. So that about covers it for the female face. I know it's fairly quick, but I didn't want to bore you too much with it. I just want you to be able to see how you can mix and match and how some women have some more male features, but it still works because it's softer. Again, soft and hard. Soft and hard. Those are the key words for male and female. I will see you guys in the next lesson.